Do you wish you had something, a reason, motivation to go back to Hogwarts Legacy and play everything again in a completely different experience? But going through those Merlin trials, catching demigoses, few guide pages, what if you didn't need it? If you're searching for a replayability factor, you're in the right place. What if I told you that there was a secret but missable feature that you and every other player have thrown away right at the beginning of the game? That secret feature enabled me to craft and create various sets of rules and ideas for you to implement on your own gameplay. These charts and trifold on the screen now are available for you to get at the video's description. We will be looking deeply into these matters lately, don't worry. If you're really interested to see it now, the video has timestamps so you can watch it in any order. Probably. Hogwarts Legacy has been out for almost a year now, and we still have no clue towards the DLC. Dragons, mermaids, animages. The truth might be that the Switch version totally gave them a real headache. Some, like me, even say that Legacy 1 is more like a preparation for the perfect sequel, because this game is lacking several things, them being meaningful story decisions, enemy variety, companions, house points, morality, Quidditch, immersive side quests, student elements like mod classes, meaningful assignments, secret passages at Hogwarts. But one thing it's not lacking that nobody noticed is the gameplay freedom. How you approach the game actually hides how impactful your choices are, unlocking the secret difficulty mode, perfect for your New Game Plus. So, if you're in need of replayability, I present you my first year challenge. I promise, you're gonna love it. I'll tell you the features of this game mode and you tell me in the comments right away, what do you think of it? Rule 0. The game will be locked to hard mode, and your defense and offense stats will be set to 0, and you're not gonna be able to upgrade any talent anymore. So what's gonna happen without the talents? Well, Protego would not break shields anymore, you're gonna be limited to 4 spell slots only, you won't curse enemies, Petrificus Totalos will not hit kill enemies anymore, and some other important stuff. Rule 1. You can't brew potions at the room of requirement or grow plants there anymore, meaning you can only obtain it by finding them around the world while you are exploring. Rule number 2. Fast travel is not an option anymore. Trust me, you'll understand and thank me later for that rule. Also, you don't know how to fly in a broom anymore.
I've banned flying altogether.
Rule number 3. You can only travel by foot. The hippogriff is allowed once you get it, but only because it lets you appreciate a nice ride on the ground. I know that for some of you this can seem like nothing, and for others it can seem like impossible. And for a certain Reddit guy, insulting that you cannot brew potions. Okay, you can brew Wiggenweld at Sharp's classroom, but I don't recommend it at all.
Bruh.
Continuing, these rules are too basic and they still don't make for a completely unique gameplay. And I want to allow you to have experiences that nobody else could. That's why I also created embellished rules for each house playstyle. They give a huge difference in gameplay for each house you play. So, let me introduce you now to house exceptions. Regarding the talents I may have lied, joking, you can either choose to do the raw challenge or add the house rules. With house rules, you still have access to the talent system, but it will be extremely limited and completely different for each house, and your approach will lead to very different paths and routes too. I spent months balancing this. According to each house trait, the game mode is going to mold your style. Slytherins will be able to follow the Salazar's path on the pursuit for power, or Count's path, honoring the principles of Noctua and Ominous. Maybe Slytherin could be the only house able to cause extreme damage and even achieve multi-kills. Gryffindors will choose between a path of low honor or high honor. The decision making will be crucial for the Gryffindors, worse than it will be for all other houses. Bravely explore and fight with consistent techniques that will allow you to approach any situation without a bit of fear. Oh, and remember, G's for gravity. Hufflepuffs will always chill, being the only ones who can safely approach battles by afar, without exposing themselves to danger. Following the path of a Magicologist, or following the path of a Beast Rescuer, will mold the abilities and power of the Hufflepuff, being the only house that will at some point carry gear traits. At last, the talented Ravenclaws. They will methodically explore every possibility with the biggest variety of traits and the most extensive arsenal of weapons to fight. Talent makes it so the Ravenclaws have the best head start of the challenge, being able to brew potions at Potions Glass at the Room of Requirement and spend points at any talent tab they want. At some point, you'll notice that the other houses will surpass Ravenclaws with their hard work, but don't worry, you'll catch up at the end. Every house will get a favorite spell that will grant you a free upgrade on its talent tree. Every house will also have a forbidden spell that will lock you from equipping and casting it. I carefully crafted printable charts for you to have it by your side. It will help you to keep on track of the challenge. I'll be giving a deeper look into it later. Now that you know the basics about rules, do you even know how different and how difficult this game is going to be? I think you don't, so I must show you. First scenario, the player is lost in an eerie cave full of spiders. He ends up finding an Acromantula. He has to defeat it in order to get to the other side, but its health is so high and unforgivable curses are not unlocked yet. So it will take like 15 or more minutes of pure panic to kill it without a strategy and preparation. Not to mention that the fight is tough and he could die many times in the process. Second scenario, you enter a dungeon searching for a way to get rid of the beating cubs. Suddenly, you see yourself surrounded by a lot of inferi. There are so many of them, and it seems like the more you defeat, the more of them come crawling off the ground. It's really early into the game. They need to be catching fire to take damage, but you only have 2 fire spells. Third scenario, you're at the Forbidden Forest, in urgent need to gather some resources. You know a place that always has some venomous tentacula for you to get, but the path is always dangerous. Countless spiders, Ashwiners, and inferi are on the prowl, waiting for an opportunity to get you. That's exactly what happens. After you harvested what you needed, you end up tripping and slips right in front of the creatures. You're completely surrounded now. Oh, and you're out of Wiggenweld potions too. Fourth scenario. In order to farm some XP, you decide to go killing some Dugbugs or trolls. You walk past Hogsmeade, take the pathway to North Hogsfield, avoiding the Forbidden Forest, and then finally get to the bridge in Northrop Bog. But this time, there's not only one troll, there are 3, and some Dugbugs seem to have spawned too. Now we really need to deal with all those things at once. What house would be the best to deal with every scenario in your opinion? Well, there's the right answer, and I'll give it to you later in the video. So keep watching, and now let's talk about how... Is this possible? Like, come on, it's not even in the official game, how can that be possible? Okay, so now is the part I tell you, how is this possible? First of all, how can you even get to 0 stats? And I'll tell you. You can either unequip all your gear or... Hey! Unequipping my gear only makes me wear pajamas. Oh, I don't want to play the game in pajamas. Not now, Mickey, not now.
Alright, sorry.
Right?
Sorry.
Quiet.
I'm gonna go away. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
you go away. Fine. Back into the video. You can even unequip all your gear or you can... Hold on. Do you remember at the beginning of the game when you fought the troll and you got the Gladrex Wizardwear getting your first set of gear? Most people saw there's no gear at that point. Don't do that. At the beginning of the game, everybody has a pair of gloves, a mask, a pair of glasses, a scarf, robes, and vests. That initial gear has all stats set to 0. Not carrying rid of that gear is the only way to stay fancy and keep your drip while maintaining the challenge. So, Tell Gladrak to smurf his smurfing promise and sell that new gear. Don't worry about it. Any gear you get will still be available for you to wear even after you sell it by pressing square. But what about the talent points? Well, that's completely up to you. You can always know how many points you've spent. Don't worry about the upgrades that cost 2 or 3. Consider it as one single point. Be patient and wait until you can unlock the most powerful ones. Analyze what you can upgrade in the future and choose wisely. Plan your gameplay because your choices matter 100% over how you approach the game. Because depending on your choices, you might not be able to... Wait, this is a spoiler, okay?
A spoiler alert!
Okay! Well, you might not be able to defeat Ragnarok. Believe me, I've already gotten into the last boss without any talent, heal, upgrade, potion, or even plan. And it takes over 4 hours to beat Ragnarok Dragon. I posted the adventure on my secondary Twitter account, but really took me 48 minutes to wipe out the first health bar. So you had to better craft our rules and rework your lot. So in the end, you could fight him. So choose well between defense and offense. The final boss is really not made for the World Challenge, so consider this as canon even, where the MC gets stronger. If you really want to defeat Ragnarok, please know that it's doable, but it's not as fun in the World Challenge. It's really not made for this. End of the spoiler. Okay, so for the next topic, I'll need to tell you something. At my Twitter, you see hundreds of beautiful locations and scenarios from this game that can get completely overlooked by the players that only go out flying above everything. Come on guys, from Potterhead to Potterhead, the people who crafted the art of this game must have real trouble making all those beautiful masterpieces with locations with soggy eyes. Trust me, just go walk through the woods. I've been posting daily photos on my Twitter for almost 300 days now, and I still find new locations and details. You'll feel the threatening presence of the enemies and start admiring the peaceful locations you find. Look for the small details from the little villages and towns. They'll make you answer your own question that I'm sure that you are going to ask at some point. But if I can't brew a harvest, how will I get plants and potions? That's the question I was waiting for. The answer is simple. Don't fly. Never fly. Forget about flying. You don't understand why, huh? Well, then I'm going to tell a little story to you. But not because the video is too long, so just look at this text. That's the story I was going to tell. But hey, don't think that's the only way. This challenge won't only make the exploration special. Are you forgetting that you can buy potions and plants? Because you can literally brew 20 potions at once, means that their stock of 2 potions would be of extremely low value. But you can't brew them now, can you? How can this challenge possibly give another reason and sense to another feature of a shadow in this game? Ah mate, I showed you everything at once now. I'll literally just shout out every feature that will get special now in 3, 2, 1. Rescuing bees, breeding bees, looting side quests, and selling outfits. Getting rich. If there's a good way to have an arsenal of potions and plants in this challenge, it's by taking advantage of the overshadow features in the game. Stealing the Venomous Tentacular from a strange guy in Hogsmeade and feels like a completely different kind of effort. Go and search for Mary in that basement full of spiders? Oh god, it's challenging and scary. Rescuing bees to sell them to a safe place in Hogsmeade? It sounds lovely. Breeding fantastic bees for profit? Well, I think I've never done this in my first playthrough, but this was wrong, but worth it now. Floating a small pile of money in a cave? Why not? I need it. Exploring in search of chests in Hogwarts. That sounds exciting. The drastic difference between the house play styles. Do you remember the question I asked earlier in this post? I gave you 4 scenarios to think about. The spider cave, the fierce dungeon, the swarm of creatures, and the tanks fight. Well, the Hufflepuff has to stop the Acromantula from spawning little spiders. Do not be seen as the best way out. A mandrake that you harvested earlier at the room of requirement can stun it for enough time so you can use your disillusionment charm and wait. You remember the Venomous Tentacular you got from the Dark Herbology Corridor in Hogwarts. throw them on the ground and keep them visible at a distance. Well, you can approach the spider and Petrificus Totalis it later. Throw some spells and now Mandrake again, get invisible. Petrify the spider and Mandrake again. Hufflepuff has the ideal deck for when you get cornered by these beasts. It adds so much to the fight, to the moment. You know you can die at any second, but you know how to kill it. You feel happy for being a Hufflepuff at this moment, and you feel like the path you chose was well worth it. Even if there are hundreds of inferior for only 2 fire spells, a Ravenclaw could drink one of the dozen of focus potions. Using the talent to upgrade the focus potion, they would be able to save on all the other potions, just keep refilling the ball, spamming fire after fire, gathering the inferior with Accio Maxima, keeping them levitating with Flavioso Maxima, just to obliterate them with a Maxima potion and Incendio. Only a true Ravenclaw to have studied the perfect uses for the potions and spells to get rid of these situations the most logical way possible. You really feel like Ravenclaw was a wise choice. It was worth it. Your choice mattered. You bravely fight the poachers on your way. It feels like a waste of time, so you try running, but in fury crawl out of the ground. After a little panic, you decide to run another way, but end up facing spiders this time. Run back to make them fight each other. While they're distracted, you call the broom and get to a high place. Remember, chase for gravity, you Gryffindor. You do some parkour in the trees as a skilled player, and use gravity to your favor. What's Avada Kedavra? I only know Isaac Newtown. I guess. It's Isaac something. You fly in a broom on the way back to Hogwarts feeling confident. The bravest will prize far beyond the rest. You already know now. You're a God's muffin Slytherin. What could ever stop you from getting what you want? You prepared yourself for that. One should know the unforgivable curses because one day they might need it. And you need it now. As a Slytherin, only you know how to curse your enemies. You only have 4 spell slots, and you don't need anything more than that. Flipendo, Arrest the Momentum, and Avada Kedavra. You gotta curse the first roll of Flipendo, and use the Arrest the Momentum on another. The third roll comes running towards you. Roll the safety and use Flipendo again to flip the club back at his face. All 3 throws are now cursed. Try cursing the dark books too, and you know what to do now. Where are the trolls now? I can only see some ugly giant frogs and dugbugs now. I've got an easy fight for you now, Slytherin. You feel the power. You're proud of how powerful you've become. You're proud of and happy for your choices. Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Gryffindor. No house can let you achieve this potential. Only your house. The path to glory. That's the magic of the challenge. The choices you make determine how you want now. You can finally feel it. If you ever think you need some tips of how to deal with this challenge, there's an incoming video about tips and tricks for the New Game Plus in Hogwarts Legacy. If the feedback for this video is positive, I'll be streaming soon. Subscribe if you want to receive the poll at my community tab to vote for which house I should play, or just comment down below. If you're posting your progress in social media, please be sure to use the First Year Challenge hashtag so I can find you. You can also tag me. I love to hear about you and your adventures. If you want your character to show up in a video, just use the hashtag MCSpeed. Maybe you could even show up in the next daily photo or in the next video. See you later then. Deal!